Today, we've got a massive update to the console edition of Rust. This is possibly one of the biggest updates to drop for the console edition of Rust. It includes a new monument, new vehicles, and a ton of bug fixes that are likely going to change the way you play the game. Mostly because you don't have to worry about those bugs happening anymore, but there still are some bugs that are going to really screw your game up, so make sure you pay attention here. Anyways, on with the patch notes, because the one thing I don't do is waste time. Update 1.40 patch notes, Deadly Catch. Hello survivors, this patch introduces the exciting new content update named Deadly Catch. With it, you will get to experience the Fishing Village monument where you can purchase diving equipment, bait, fishing rods, and boats. Also available for purchase from the Fishing Village are blueprints to craft your own kayak and paddle. As part of this update, the rowboat has been given a fresh new look. The skin store has had a redesign because everybody wants skin store redesigns, and let's go through the list of changes. New features. There's a new monument called the Fishing Village. If that hasn't been burned into your brain already, I don't really know what you've been paying attention to, but it's definitely not the console edition of Rust. There's a new transport, the kayak, a new weapon, the paddle. It's a horrible weapon. Don't use it for that. There's a new look for the motor rowboat, which everybody was demanding. New item, handmade fishing rod, and they added catchable fish to the ocean, rivers, and swamps. So now when you're missing all your shots, you might be taking out fish. Anyways, let's get into the changes made for players, because these are important. They made it easier for players to jump out of deep water. That's actually a really big one, especially when you're doing oil rig or doing anything where you're in the water. Damage taken from wood floor spikes now matches screen shake and controller vibrations. And if you don't have controller vibrations turned off, you're a bit of a sociopath. Moving on, fixed players taking damage when falling onto climbing nets. Fixed the quick drop setting not working with the building plan. Fixed player shadow always showing an M39 rifle equipped if there's one in their inventory. Fixed controller vibration sometimes being triggered even if turned off in the settings menu. Fixed being unable to loot other players' inventory one item at a time. Fixed swimming effect being displayed when players are not fully underwater. Fixed rubber banding caused by standing up underneath a low ceiling. That's actually a really nice fix. Boats. Kayak and paddle added to workbench level 1 tech tree. Made it easier to access boat storage after the boat has sunk. Stopped water clipping through boats. Fixed being able to flip boats upside down by throwing melee weapons at them. Again, that was a fun one, but I understand why they fixed it. Fixed rubber banding when driving a rowboat. That's nice. Monuments. Players inside safe zones no longer take damage from other players who are either inside or outside a safe zone. That's a really nice quality of life fix. I've been killed a few times inside safe zones. You can always get your stuff back, but it is annoying. Updated the hostile indicator and timer that appears after equipping a weapon inside a safe zone. Removed duplicate blue container box at the oil rig. Added some boxes so players can reach a platform above red keycard room at large oil rigs. So for those of you who run large oil a lot, note that because that's a new place that people can go to hide that a lot of players won't expect. Fixed heavy scientists sometimes spawning in without holding a weapon. Fixed missing vent doors on large oil rig. Fixed lights flashing on and off at the oil rig. Made it easier to climb through pipes at launch site. Fixed being able to place items inside the launch site. Fixed fuse box at train yard lighting up when there is a no fuse equipped. Fixed light from searchlights at the sewer being visible through walls. Fixed texture issues on ladders at harbor. Fixed texture issues at the bandit camp. Fixed spots where players could get stuck at several monuments. It would be nice if they added this to cliffs and rocks in general too. Restored missing barricades at the sewer branch. Fixed missing shadow at harbor. Fixed collision issues on the sunken tugboats near the harbor. Fixed harbor lamps not giving light when looked at from a distance. Fixed level of detail issues on wooden boards at several monuments. Fixed collisions on top of metal beams at the water treatment plant. Fixed texture issues at the airfield and the water treatment plant. Fixed invisibility generator. Fixed invisible generator at the water treatment plant. I was going to say there's an invisibility generator. That'd be pretty sick, actually. Weapons. Fixed broken reload animation on the pump shotgun, spaz 12 shotgun, and bolt action rifle. So that could change the timing for some of you. Fixed an issue that could cause a custom SMG to become invisible. Fixed some weapons not having a glowing outline when dropped on the ground. Fixed being unable to use the hunting bow immediately after crashing. Fixed being able to fire weapon before the equip animation finishes. So for those of you who are using that, just take note of that because your timing is going to be thrown off by this one and you'll have to adjust that. Fixed fire arrows not being extinguished when switching weapons. Fixed repeating reload animation on the crossbow. That's a really nice one. That's gotten me killed once or twice. Fixed missing reload animation on the pump shotgun. Fixed multiple grenade launcher and ammo missing from the vending machine UI. Fixed white smoke coming out of flame turrets, flamethrowers, and fire arrows. That's a really nice one for those of you who do use flame turrets. Should use shotgun traps, but whatever. Fixed texture issues on the assault rifle when viewed from a distance. Fixed thrown melee weapons falling through the map when they destroy a building block. Fixed being unable to pick up thrown melee weapons from the side of doors. Fixed arrows disappearing if they are hit by a melee weapon. So now let's move on to item. Lighten the texture on fire barrels. Stone pickaxe can now be used to harvest flash. Woohoo. Reduce the cooldown time after using a large medkit. That's good. Made it easier to see out of heavy plate helmets, reduced health points of the watchtower, so those are going to degrade faster, which is actually probably going to help with server lag. Increased capacity of water jug. The torch will go out more quickly if submerged in water. Increase the range of light produced from the torch. That's actually a big one, that they increase the range of light produced from a torch, so it's going to be make it easier for you to see with, which is really nice, but I don't know how that's going to affect lighting a torch inside your base. It might get a little weird with that. We'll see. Soften the light produced from tuna can lamps and miners' hats. Fixed water bucket losing texture when dropped from inventory. Fixed flickering texture on bucket helmet. Fixed being able to hang shotgun traps off the edge of foundations. Fixed the diving mask screen effect is still being displayed when viewing the map. Fixed display of oxygen timer when using the diving mask. Fixed barbed wire on high external wooden gates not dealing damage. Fixed graphical issues when using the 4x zoom weapon attachment. Fixed being unable to use CCTV cameras as cost items on vending machines. I don't know who's trading CCTV cameras as currency, but more power to you. Fixed being unable to place a bearskin rug on walls. Fixed being able to cancel the torch extinguish animation. Fixed idle auto turret audio missing when players wake up next to them. Fixed planting spots in planters being blocked by big pumpkins. Fixed being unable to destroy foundations that are placed underwater. Fixed collision on small water catcher. Fixed the sandbag barricade having no animation when destroyed. Fixed being able to place plant clones on turrets. Fixed plant seeds and clones can now only be planted in the ground or in planters' boxes. So plant seeds and clones can now only be planted in the ground or in planters' boxes. I don't know where else you could plant them, but cool. Fixed players getting kicked after building or upgrading windows. Fixed building blocks getting destroyed immediately after being placed. Fixed shadows of road signs, tactical, and burlap gloves floating away from the player shadow. Fixed texture issues on high external wood gates. Fixed being unable to place items on floors above open garage doors. Fixed the add fuel button not working on the lantern. Also, let's just go back. Fixed being unable to place items on floors above open garage doors. That might open some interesting builds for people who are looking for them, by the way. Fixed level of detail issues on concrete and stone and sandbag barricades. Fixed missing texture on plastic blue barrels. Fixed item stats for several items in the inventory. Fixed the candle hat making players' feet shadows look weird. Fixed incorrect time display when using the diving tank. Moving on to world. Restored missing crates and sunken ships on the ocean floor. Reduced the amount of pistol ammo that can be found in toolboxes. Fixed items zooming away when dropped on a slope. Fixed the helicopter killing players and then spawn killing them again, because spawn killing is never good, even if you're an AI. Fixed light sources passing through walls outside of the player line of sight. Fixed texture issues on power generators. Fixed the color of power lines because that was bugging everybody. Fixed some areas where players could get stuck. Junk pile scientists are a bit less aggressive and won't chase players as far as they used to. Has anyone seen a junk pile monument recently? Because it's very interesting that they're fixing things for monuments that I really don't think even exist in the console version of Rust. This is a bit like when you fake a report and all of a sudden George Washington uses his cell phone to call the British and tell them, yo, dog, that's not cool. Anyways, UI. Fix the attack helicopter not appearing on the map. I like it when it's not on the map, to be honest. Fixed missing textures on debris made from destroyed campfires. Resized icons on the map. Using a hammer to upgrade building blocks will now give a visual indicator when you don't have enough resources to upgrade each material. That's a nice quality of life fix. Fix stack splitting UI not closing if the inventory is updated. I've actually been told that the stack splitting bug is back. We'll see. I haven't tried it yet. Fix being able to research broken items. Although now you can no longer repair the jackhammer, which is a big issue for a lot of people. Fixed losing water when swapping fresh water and salt water between containers of different sizes. Fixed flickering icons in the inventory. Fixed position of water bucket UI. Fixed 0 not being displayed on the UI when opening a code lock door. Fixed code locked UI not always closing after 4 numbers have been entered. Fixed being unable to stack scrap when moving it from container to inventory. Fixed swapped clothing being dropped instead of added to empty spaces on the hotbar when inventory is full. Fixed being unable to reset some options to their default values. Fixed inconsistent word spacing in some areas. Fixed auto turret loop panel. Accelerated turn speed of the head look control option by 50%. I really like that because when you let go of the control, that head like the way head turning works made me not want to use head turning anymore. So I'm glad that they hopefully fix that. Audio. New oil rig music. Hopefully it's let the bodies hit the floor. Reduce the delay of echoing sound effects in the abandoned supermarket monument. Fixed audio delay when cycling through items on player hotbar. Fixed loading screen music not fading out properly. Crash fixes. Fixed a rare audio crash when driving a boat. Who thinks that's a rare crash? I heard it was a common one. Fixed a crash caused by the contents of a note, which is a nice fix, assuming you can even write on notes, because that was something I was unable to do for the longest time. Fixed crash caused by auto laser turds. Fixed a crash that could occur when approaching the oil rig. Fixed a crash that could occur when entering the tech tree. Fixed a crash that caused by moving items in the crafting queue. Fixed a crash when seen when using the vending machine UI. Fixed a crash that could occur on Xbox after signing out a profile while in game. Fixed a crash that could occur after equipping a weapon attachment. Other changes, they updated credits, updated skins, and updated localization files. So folks, that is a big long list of bug fixes and a very small note on the whole Fishing Village update, which, fair enough. One thing that is worth noting is this was a double wipe Thursday, which means they wiped the servers twice. They did that because the fishing villages weren't on enough servers, so they wiped it again, and now they're saying that fishing village is on 50% of the servers. Based on my very limited just looking into it, it seems like that's not the case, but let me know down below in the comments if you think that's the case or not. I'm curious how many people have Fishing Village on their servers and how many people don't. Anyways, that's all I've got for today, so thank you so much for watching, and as always, until next time, peace.